Picture this. You walk out of the grocery store with 5 bags of food. Before you can even reach your car, you toss 2 of them straight into the dumpster. It sounds a bit ridiculous, right? But that's what we do every single day on a massive scale. In the US, 40% of our entire food supply is wasted. Globally, nearly 1 in 3 bites of food never gets eaten. And it's not just waste, it's hunger, pollution, and a broken system that practically guarantees food will be thrown away. In this video, you'll see why we waste so much, the hidden cost to the planet and your wallet, and how simple fixes could feed millions while slashing pollution. So why is this such a big deal? When food rots in landfills, it releases methane, a greenhouse gas 80 times more potent than CO2 in the short term. If all the world's wasted food was its own country, it would be the third largest polluter right behind China and the US. And it's not just the food. We're wasting all the land, water, energy, and labor it took to grow, process, and transport it. Meanwhile, millions go hungry every day. 1 in 8 Americans struggle to put food on the table, and nearly 800 million people globally are undernourished. The UN says if we just saved half of what we waste, we could feed every hungry person on Earth with leftovers. Food waste isn't just an environmental disaster, it's a moral and economic one. The average family throws away $1,500 worth of groceries each year. So why does this happen? It starts on the farm. Perfectly good crops are left to rot because they're ugly or unprofitable to harvest. One example is a California farmer who plowed 100 acres of ripe cantaloupes back into the soil because the market price was too low to justify picking them. In developing countries, waste happens right after harvest. Without cold storage or reliable roads, up to 50% of fruits and vegetables spoil before they reach the market. In wealthier countries, the infrastructure exists, but waste shifts downstream into supermarkets, restaurants, and our own kitchens. At the store, psychology drives waste. Ever heard the phrase pile it high and watch it fly? Grocery stores routinely overstock because shoppers don't want to buy the last item on the shelf. And if the food doesn't sell, many stores just simply throw it away. Investigators found 12 bins of perfectly good food behind a Walmart, yogurt, cheese, meat, all still before their sell-by date. Why? Damaged packaging, over-ordering, or just needing shelf space. It's cheaper to dump the food than to donate it. Then there's the biggest driver of waste, expiration dates. Labels like Best By or Use By aren't about safety, they're manufacturers' guesses about peak quality. There's no universal standard or system to determine these dates, yet 84% of consumers throw out food the moment it hits the date, even if it's perfectly fine to eat. Millions of tons of milk, eggs, cheese, and even canned goods are trashed because of a random stamp on the box. Some stores refuse to donate any item past this label's date out of fear of liability. They'd rather toss it than risk someone suing for a bad yogurt. But here's the thing, in the US, federal law protects food donations. There's the Bill Emerson Good Samaritan Food Donation Act, which basically says if a store donates the food in good faith, they cannot be sued if someone gets sick. And in history, there's never been a single lawsuit for this. And here's a crazy law about milk. In Montana, it's illegal to sell milk more than 12 days after pasteurization, even though it stays fresh for 21 to 24 days with proper refrigeration. By day 13, stores are required to throw out perfectly good milk. This is the bigger issue. These dates aren't backed by science. They're arbitrary, inconsistent, and fuel confusion, anxiety, and unnecessary waste from consumers and stores. Now, let's shine some light on where most food waste actually happens. At home. In the US, households account for more than 2/3 of all food waste. Why? We overbuy. Costco deals, bulk shopping, buy one get one free offers make us stock up like it's an apocalypse. But we can't eat it all before it spoils. Our fridges are also 15% bigger than they were in the 1970s, and we feel weird when they're not full. We also want too many options. We plan 5 elaborate dinners, cook 2, and the rest sits until it goes bad. Plus, our portions have grown. Plates today are 36% larger than in the 60s, so we serve more food than we can finish. And we often forget what's in our fridge. You might buy cilantro for one recipe, use a little, and then discover it weeks later, wilted and sad. Studies show once food's been in the fridge a while, we feel less guilty tossing it. That's why the average family wastes 20% of the groceries they buy, 1 out of 5 bags. The good news, because it's such a silly problem, it's actually an easy fix. You can plan out your meals and shop your fridge first. Use what's already in there. Trust your senses over expiration dates. Most foods are fine days, even weeks past the label. Eat your leftovers, embrace ugly produce, and compost what's truly inedible. And beyond the home, simple systems can make a huge difference. Apps now redirect extra bakery or restaurant food to shelters. Countries like France even banned supermarkets from throwing out edible food, and donations have skyrocketed. If we all cut waste in half, it'd be like taking 1 in 4 cars off the road in emissions and save you hundreds and hundreds of dollars per year. So here's a challenge. Try 1 week without wasting food. You'll save money, eat better, and help the planet without giving up a thing.